This is Geometry Semester 2. It's the Unit Angles Review, Unit 8, and it's the lesson Triangle 180 and Right Triangle Practice. It's the second lesson. It's on creatormath.com. You might have to type in creatormath.weebly.com into Google to get there. It's under the Geometry tab. The instructions to these problems are: copy the following problems into your composition book on the correct pages according to the table of contents, with the notes for those pages from creatormath.com. Make sure you have the notes. I'm going to show you that on my phone in 1 second. In fact, let's go there right now. Put this up here so it can be seen. Let's go here. There we go. So remember, creatormath.com or creatormath.weebly.com looks like this. Here's the address in your URL or into Google. No spaces. .weebly.com will get you there. Also, hopefully, you're going to Geometry tab. You're looking for Angles Review Unit. So scroll down past the vocabulary. Go to the table of contents for Semester 2. This is also what you have now copied onto pages 2 through 6 of your composition book. And it tells you where all the pages, where all the notes go, and it gives you pictures of all the notes. So here's Angles Review. This is lesson 2. It's triangle 180 and right triangle. Here are the pages to put it on. Please look at the actual table of contents on the website, not this video, because it's probably changed by then. Here are the notes. And oftentimes it's either a picture of my notes or a picture of the board. If it's of the board, it's a little bit better, because sometimes the ones of my notes can be rather messy. Talking about observational proof, talking about 180 degrees is the sum of the angles of a triangle, talking about a right triangle, talking about how to use the idea that the sum of the angles of a triangle add to 180. Please, you're copying this into your comp book first, so you have a little bit of exposure to the notes, and you're trying to follow these examples. Then you're trying to do these problems and put these problems in your comp book too. There's some definitions. A triangle, 3 sides, 3 angles, is probably a very simplistic understanding of a triangle, but nonetheless it works. 90-degree angle is also called a right angle. Sum means to add. So when we say the angles of a triangle sum to 180, that means if you add all 3, it equals 180, and that's an equation. CLT means combine like terms. Adjacent in geometry means next to. Opposite means across from. There's some problems here to go in your comp book on this side. Put those in. If you can answer them, do it. Otherwise, hang on to them. And let's, from that, go to the problems here. This one says solve for x. So right off the bat, looks like we've got an interesting problem. 2 triangles. There's a triangle here and a triangle here. 2 triangles. For each of them, the sum of the angles is 180. But we also have some other things, and you're going to have to go back to lesson 1 to see what a straight angle is. A straight angle is 180 degrees right here. So it looks like off the bat I might have to solve for y first before I can get x. I have 2 variables. That's too many. And x will be the last one I solve for because I have no information about that angle. I do have information about this. Since this is a straight angle, 2y plus 4y minus 36 is going to equal 180 degrees. So interestingly enough, a straight angle sums to 180 degrees, and the angles of a triangle sum to 180 degrees. Very cool. 2y plus 4y is 6y minus 36 equals 180. We're going to add 36 to both sides. All right, go ahead, let's do the thing that I want to model for you. Bring up your calculator, use it for these problems. 180 plus 36. Okay, we get 216. And we have 6y on this side. We divide both sides by 6. As long as I did this right, I have 216. I can now say divided by 6 equals. Whoops, let's change this. Let's nuke this out and say 216 divided by 6. There we go. It looks a little bit better to me, you guys, because what was happening was, according to order of operations, it was doing the division of just the second term, not both terms, all right? So, and because it was addition, it was prioritizing that in the order of operations incorrectly. That way it's better to go back and put in 316 divided by 6, just like we have right here, 216 divided by 6 to get 36. If that's what y is, we now have to take 2 times y. So 36 times 2. Yep, I can still see it there, good. And I get 72. So this angle's 72 degrees. Now I know that this one plus this one plus this one have to equal 180. So I have 51 plus 72 plus x equals 180. So 51 and 72 is 1, 2, 3 plus x equals 180 minus 1, 2, 3 on both sides. And x equals 180 minus 1, 2, 3. 180 minus 1, 2, 3 equals 57 degrees. So, right off the bat, they hit us with a pretty complicated problem, but it's all focused around the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. We had to give an extra step here. Not sure I'm happy about that for an introductory problem, but that is what we got. This one says solve for x again. Focus for me, let's see. So, here, x is over here. We have a straight line. Again, go back to lesson 1 where we talked about straight angles. We need to know what this is here, question mark. Well, this is 180 minus 34. So, clear, 180 minus 34. This angle here has got to be 146. This angle here has got to be 180 minus 146 and 103, which is a problem. Oops. Oh, thank you guys. That is a problem. If I type this in right, 180 minus 134 is 46. All right, there you go. I'm modeling for you exactly how this works. And why did I know that's wrong? Because my angles added up to 200 degrees plus. So my brain starts to think otherwise. So 103, so let's do 180 minus 103 minus 46. So this one's got to be 31 degrees right there. If this one's 31 degrees, this has to be 180 minus 31 degrees to equal x. So now we're going to go 180 minus 31, and we get 149 degrees. Unfortunately, the answer's there. All right, number 3, solve for x again. Here's x way down here. Well, we do need to know some things about how angles moved, and this does go back to the other units you've been on where parallel lines have certain relationships. There's a corresponding relationship of an angle 102 here. This moves to 102 degrees here. If that's 102, this is 180 minus 102, right? So 180 minus 102. So this one's 78 degrees inside here. This relationship is corresponding to this relationship, so this is 29 degrees. This is a vertical angle, again going back to prior units where you're going to have to study those to get this one. This becomes 29 degrees. This becomes 180 minus 29 and 78. 180 minus 29 minus 78. 73 degrees has got to be this one right here. All right? Aww. Remember, my answers always pop up in the top answer. Yours will be randomly mixed. All right, what else they give us? Given the following right triangle, what is the angle measure of the angle with the square shape? Well, I love this question. Now, they should have given me that one first. They should have started me with an easy one, right? The square in the corner of a triangle means it is a square angle, right? 90 degrees. That's our symbol for this is exactly 90 degrees, and therefore we may call it a right angle, and therefore this is a 90-degree triangle, and therefore this could be called a right triangle, right? All because I see that symbol. That symbol tells me all that information. Very important symbol. I guess that's why they took a problem to do it, right? All right, let's see what else. Do these go as quick? Given the following right triangle, if alpha is 25, so alpha is this one, right? And you should know this from prior lessons too in this class. This is beta down here. Alpha and beta are Greek variables or letters that we use as variables for angles in a triangle. This one they're saying equals 25 degrees. Well, the sum of the angles of a triangle 180. 180 minus 25 minus 90 is going to give us beta, right? That angle right here. So we're going to go 180 minus 90 minus 25. 65 degrees. So I kind of wish these problems had been in a different order. They gave us the hard ones first and the easy ones later, and that is often true about math classes. Content is rarely in order of difficulty. Oftentimes things start out harder and get easier. What is the sum of the angles of the triangle? Ha! Trick question. We don't even need to know anything about that. It's 180 degrees. And that's the shocking thing. No matter what the shape of that triangle, as long as it's three sides with three angles, it's 180 degrees. The angles sum to 180 degrees. Given the following triangle, if A is 50, so this equals 50 degrees, what is the measure of B and C? Oh, that's interesting. So since the sum of the three angles is 180, if they're asking us 2 here, we just go 180 minus 50. And the other 2 must be 130. We don't know what each is, but we know that the 2 together is 130. So make sure you're matching up the right lesson name on creatormath.com under the Geometry tab. This is Geometry Semester 2. This unit is Angles Review. Find that unit and find this lesson, O2, Triangle 180 and Right Triangle Practice. Hope that helps.